Would this be happening today if it were not for China's influence on the global south, Belt and Road in countries like Kenya?
I was at the welcoming ceremony for the president from Kenya this morning, and I think Africa recognizes that China, or rather I would say China recognizes that Africa is the foundation for our semiconductor industry globally. China recognizes that supply chains are coming to the continent. China recognizes that the anchor for our energy transition is also on the continent. So these are, much to your point, Joe, when you said that, is this part of the reason why? I would say yes.
Okay, so you just said China recognizes all of these things. And certainly you see dollars behind that recognition through Belt and Road and otherwise. What Tyler had some great graphics that essentially were showing foreign direct investment into not just Kenya, but Africa, the African continent as a whole. Far exceeds the foreign direct investment we're seeing from the U.S. Does the U.S. recognize these same things to the extent that it needs to?
I think that what I think is fascinating about the Biden administration is that it is clearly trying to reinstall trust with the African continent. However, there's been so many years of a checkered past, checkered investment from the U.S. on the continent, and many of these countries know that. And so, you know, in the U.S. we have, 4.3, we have millions of Africans here in this country. My parents emigrated here decades ago. We're from Ghana. And I was born and raised here, but I see there's so many Africans here that are contributing to this economy and filling in the shortages in the healthcare industry, in the transportation industry, and so many STEM-related Africans that come here. And the continent is not waiting, but China and Russia, for better or for worse, do recognize Africa's geopolitical heft. The U.S., that's to be determined.
To be determined with visits like this. When we look at Belt and Road and the investments made in a country like Kenya, millions invested, but a country left deep in debt because of it. It's partly why they're turning to the U.S. with our invitation in this case. Is Belt and Road a failure in Africa?
I think the earlier African countries that were that China started with this Belt and Road initiative, including Kenya, they are one of the first, especially Kenya, one of the first countries to really push against China. Right now, though, China is now sharpshooting a bit. They're looking at the ICT areas in Africa. And again, you have a youthful entrepreneurial spirit. Most of the world will be African in just a couple years. 90 million African households will be coming into the consumer class in 2025. And so China knows with its FDI challenges and its other economic challenges, they have to be strategic. And so they're looking specifically at targeting those ICT locations in Africa and putting the loans there. They're not just throwing money at the continent anymore, but they're being strategic. And we have to have presence there because American businesses can benefit significantly, and it can be a win-win situation, which is not what China or Russia are providing. That's the gap.
Well, it's so interesting to hear you talk about strategic competition, essentially, in that China is recognizing all of these different strategic threats or opportunities, whatever they may be. The U.S. talks a lot about the strategic competition with China. We have a whole House committee dedicated to it, but a lot of that focuses on our actual trade relationship with China, on imports and exports, on putting in place restrictions into what can go into China. Does it focus enough strategically on everywhere else, including Africa, but other places that China is having influence that we also should be factoring into our policies?
Well, this is, I suppose, where the China stuff comes in and why I'm here. Yes, China does. You know, a lot of folks will say China's authoritarian government, its model, is really very rigid, and it is. However, they're willing to try things. They're in Kenya, they're in Tanzania, they're in many countries on the African continent. They are in the Arctic. they're all over the world. And they're willing to try things where we tend to think in a binary way. For example, now we have the Kenyan president here, and there's so many countries that are waiting for our president to go to the continent. And she, for better or for worse, he's good at meeting with these nation leaders. And so it's so historical what we're doing right now with President Ruto. However, China, we tend to focus a lot on China, and well, its strategic benefit is they're able to find opportunities all over, where we're a bit more risk adverse, and understandably so. Even African countries, they're not perfect either. It's as though I will say, we tend to tell a lot of countries, these African countries especially, that we're telling you what you want. Whereas China is good at saying, what do you want? And that's not always a good question to ask. There's a lot of pros and cons to that. But this is what you get with the U.S. This is what you get with China. Mm-hmm. It's a challenge on both ends. It really is.
Much has been said on this visit about a promise unkept by this president to visit Africa. I believe it was in his first year, he said. He's the first Democratic president to not visit the continent since Lyndon Johnson, which is a fact that jumped off the page for me this morning. Today, he made reference that he would like to go if he's reelected. He might go shortly after the election in that world. What would President Xi make of that?
President Xi would do what he often does, which is remind many of these places that the U.S. hasn't been consistent with you all, but we've shown up. We have multiple summits with you all. We always show up. And I think it seems like a big hill. It seems like it's too late for us. It's not. It's not. However, if we say we're going to go to Africa, we have to go. Because, like you said, Lyndon Johnson, that's a long time. It's a long time. And just building the consistency. It's great that Blinken and Vice President Harris are going to the continent, but state leaders need to see each other. It needs to be state-to-state leader. And it seems minor, but it shows respect.